evidence of you making that impact, you just did your first headlining tour.
That was crazy.
How different was that than opening for Nessa?
It was a lot scarier, to be honest, because I mean the Nessa tour was in December. It was my first ever tour, so I was very like I didn't know what to expect my first ever tour. But there was a bit of like less pressure because I know new people. I needed to win the crowd over, but at the same time, if I fucked up, they were there to see Nessa, so they were gonna have a good night.
Fair.
Either way.
You had done shows before that though.
Like a couple.
Really?
Yeah. Not like here and there.
When would you say, if you can remember, was your like first actual show?
I know exactly what my first actual show was. Probably, I think it was 3.5, 4 years ago.
Okay.
With my best mate Mason, and we did a joint kind of headline. It was like a upstairs of a dingy pub. There was like, it was a tiny room. It was probably like 50 capacity, but we probably got like 100 people there.
Okay. Dope.
And
jammed.
I was making more rap stuff then.
Right.
So it was like a very
Toronto
like
vibes.
yeah, it was very like it was very rap like DJ. I don't know, and it was fun as fuck. We almost caved in the floor. There was people going downstairs and filming the roof, and you could see like people jumping and the floor was bending. So
Well,
it was a great night.
If you put 100 people in a 50 cap room, it's gonna
And
make
a
some
dingy pub. I'm telling you, like this
do some
was-
damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it almost did. They was like, no, you got to stop. We were like, no, fuck this. But that was my first show, and then I didn't do a show for like 2 years after that.
Okay. Why not?
I was kind of honestly like that was kind of the start of a little bit of a like identity crisis for me because I was like I didn't really want to do this rap stuff, and I was going under a different name back then, and my team was totally different, and I kind of didn't know what I was doing and why I was doing it, and
I get that.
went through it a little bit, but off the back of that, I took like a year off to just like clear my head and figure out what I wanted to do with music and who I wanted to be and where I wanted to go. And off the back of that, I, changed my name to Oliver Cronin. I mean, my name is Oliver Asher Cronin. I went on to Asher, my middle name. So I didn't change my name.
Yeah, you just
I
rejigged
rebranded
it.
myself
Yeah.
and came back with a lot more clarity. So, I didn't do a show for a while, and then the next show I did actually was the halftime show at the NBL Grand Final.
That.
Yeah,
I saw that.
So it was like 3 years later I did it. Yeah, like a 20,000 like a little arena show, which was crazy. And that kind of threw me into the deep end in front of big crowds.
Mhm.
So once I did that, and I feel like I did a great job, it kind of gave me the confidence to be like, okay, I can perform in front of a lot of people now. So
Okay. And then
I did the Nessa
the Nessa tour was that. It was some big rooms.
Yeah.
And how was that
It was
getting
so
back
fun.
out there?
It was so fun. I mean, that was like once that was over, I'm like, okay, I can see myself doing this a lot more.
Yeah.
It was so fun, and that tour in particular, I kind of gained a whole fan base off that. I mean, I definitely had fans before that, but her fans really gravitated towards me. It was the perfect opening support I could do. She was great. I heard a lot of things about opening for people. I'm like, oh, hopefully, hopefully this one's all right. But it was great. She was so accommodating. Her whole team were great, and her fans were incredible. And off the back of that, I did my own tour, and a lot of them came from the Nessa tour, which was I didn't know what to expect. I'd never done my own tour, and as you were asking how it compares to the Nessa one, it was a lot more nerve wracking because everyone was there to see me. And I'm like, I can't, I got to really put on the show. I'm the headliner now. But it was so incredible to see the turnout, and everyone bought merch. We sold out we had to reprint after the first city.
Hey.
It was incredible. And I need to do it again.
That's what's up. Well, you know what? That's pretty much the objective of opening for somebody is to get in front of people that maybe don't know you, probably don't know you, and win them over and bring them into your tribe.
Yeah, and which I feel like that happened, and I was Now I'm like, I don't want to do another opening support again because that was like the perfect situation. I don't want it to taint my image of support.
That can, you know what? It can really go either way. Number one, it's important that who you're opening for, your music and brands are in alignment so that their fans will actually care about you if you get out there and do a great job versus something that's just like, why is this person opening for this person?
Yeah, and I think also the fact that it was very organic and it wasn't like, You know, sometimes the label will put someone on.
Okay, do you know her personally already?
Yeah, and so I did a remix of her song, and she saw it and
that was how you originally linked up?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
and
okay.
She put it on her story and followed me, and so her fans already had a little idea of who I was, and people commenting like, oh, surely you open for her. And this time, at this point, I didn't know I was going to open for her.
Right.
And then she's on the same label, so the label saw that she was coming to Australia, and they reached out, and she's like, oh my God, I didn't even know you were Australian. Perfect. So it was very organic in that sense. And so when I started the tour, she was putting me on her story, and I think her fans saw that connection. Were like, oh, this is not just someone who's been put in front of us for just being forced. This is her actually fucking with him publicly, and they like her, they like me. So
that's dope.
Yeah, it's great.
Yo, thank you for tuning in to Live Actually. This was just a clip from this week's episode. If you want to see the full episode, click that link right there in the description. It's the first one right there. You see it right there. And while you're at it, make sure you hit that subscribe, all right? Big love from Four Corners. That's me. And this has been Live Actually. See you on the next one.